Is Roman Reigns planning to return to WWE ahead of SummerSlam 2025? Exploring the possibilities. Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Wrestling fans may soon witness the return of one of WWE's most formidable figures, Roman Reigns. After a long hiatus, it seems the OTC is finally preparing to make a comeback this time at SummerSlam to reclaim its top-tier status spectacularly. Though the company has not formally announced anything regarding Reigns' return date, but sourcing his name during creative meetings is hinting at plans that he is probably going to return back in the ring. However, reports suggest that in the coming weeks, fans can expect some on-screen hints across Raw and SmackDown, where the promotions usually tease such returns via backstage segments, cryptic promos, or replays of past altercations. WWE appears to be preparing the deck for SummerSlam 2025, with Roman Reigns' return emerging as a key component of the event, shaking up WWE's landscape. The OTC was last seen in a major premium live event at the recently held WrestleMania 41 in a triple threat match against Seth Rollins and CM Punk. However, he appeared on an episode of Raw after WrestleMania 41. According to WrestleVotes, Roman Reigns' name has recently surfaced in WWE's internal discussions, a sign that the company may be laying the groundwork for his long-awaited comeback. It is, however, being reported that no official return date has been announced. This type of internal movement is typically a strong indicator that creative plans are being finalized, but sources suggest that Reigns could be back in time for WWE SummerSlam 2025, one of the company's biggest premium live events of the year. Now, as SummerSlam approaches, WWE is gearing up to reinsert the head of the table into the championship picture, as Reigns' return would not only boost viewership, but would bring fresh momentum into ongoing storylines. Despite his speculation to join SummerSlam 2025 after a long hiatus, Roman Reigns is currently busy with his shooting schedule in the Street Fighter movie. He was rumored to be in the running for a role in the upcoming live-action movie. According to Hollywood Reporter Jeff Snyder, Reigns' role as Akuma has now been confirmed in a new report for another role in the movie. Reigns' past filmography includes Fast Furious presence, Hobbs Shaw, and a voice acting role on Disney's Elena of Avalor series. The new Street Fighter film is a new live-action film based on the iconic Street Fighter video game series. Although several WWE stars are out with injury, there are more waiting in the wings to make a return at the opportune moment. From returning legends to those who have been off of TV for medical reasons, there are some big possible returns coming up. While Roman Reigns had featured primarily on SmackDown in the past, it is entirely likely that he could return as a staple member of the WWE Raw brand. Since the 2025 WWE Draft has yet to occur, Reigns continues to have the ability to move between shows as necessary, but has most recently been seen on Raw. After being last attacked by Seth Rollins' new ally, Braun Breaker, at the Raw after WrestleMania, Reigns definitely has scores to settle on Netflix. With the return of Reigns expected sometime between now and SummerSlam, he could pop up on either brand. We quote V. Seen a surge in video game movies that are somehow watchable with Super Mario Bros., the Sonic movies, Jumanji? Well, I wouldn't call the Minecraft movie good. It made a whole bunch of money. I've long believed video games should have as much right to raid our pockets as poorly conceived book projects or TV show continuations. But Street Fighter, the movie didn't need to happen the first time. Somehow we're going again, with WWE's powerhouse Roman Reigns the latest to join the cast, according to The Hollywood Reporter. There is a concerning lack of actual, actors mentioned in the cast so far. 50 Cent will play Balrog. Country singer Orville Peck will play Vega because he likes wearing masks. I get that we shouldn't expect Oscar-worthy actors to be clamoring for this on their resume. Problem being, the last Street Fighter movie had one. Wait, I forgot about Street Fighter. Legend of Chun-Li, and I'm fairly sure I reviewed that one for somebody. Oh my god, the late Michael Clark Duncan was in that one. Okay, the last two Street Fighter movies have had Oscar-worthy actors. I was originally referring to Raul Julia, who took the role because his kids loved Street Fighter. He understood the assignment and gave us the classic meme. For me, it was Tuesday. Those movies had some great actors and still managed to be steaming piles. That doesn't inspire a whole lot of hope in me for this project. I mean, I'm gonna see it, as I've seen every other one of these video game movies I mentioned. But now that we've seen several good video game movies, won't the audience start expecting more? It was the losers bracket finals of VCT Masters Toronto, and it was a match between Fnatic, the champions of VCT EMEA, versus the Hungry Wolves from the Chinese region, Wolves Esports. This match would be the first best-of-5 match of the tournament, and the winner would advance to the grand finals. Both teams would be hungry for a spot in the grand finals. But for Wolves Esports, a win would mean their first ever trip to a grand final in their first VCT major for Juicy, Siufa, B, Spring, and Yukao, while Lisawar had a trip to VCT Champions 2024 with Fun Plus Phoenix. Heading into Map 1, it would be Fnatic's map pick of Split that would start this best-of-5 series. The first half would be the Fnatic and Chronicle show, as they would dominate the first half with a 10-2 lead. With Chronicle led the half with 13 kills, 4 deaths, and 3 assists. Heading into the second half, Wolves would wake up and show some fight as they would go on a 7-2 round run. Unfortunately, the attempted comeback wouldn't be effective, as they would win one more round and take Map 1, with Chronicle taking Map MVP with 19 kills, 12 deaths, and 5 assists. Wolves showed some life on the first map and wanted to continue to bring the fight on the next map. Map 2 would be Wolves' pick, Icebox, though they attempted to show some fight. Fnatic would demolish Wolves on their map pick with a score of 13-4, with Kajak getting map MVP with 16 kills, 8 deaths, and 5 assists. Wolves Esports would now be on the edge of elimination, as another loss would eliminate them from the tournament. Map 2 would be Wolves' pick, Icebox, though they attempted to show some fight. Fnatic would demolish Wolves on their map pick with a score of 13-4, with Kajak getting map MVP with 16 kills, 8 deaths, and 5 assists. Wolves Esports would now be on the edge of elimination, as another loss would eliminate them from the tournament. Wolves needed a win to keep their dreams of a grand final alive, and as they headed into Map 3 on Lotus, Fnatic would win the first 2 rounds, showing their dominance. Omen Reigns' last appearance on WWE television programming came on the Raw after WrestleMania 41. The Tribal Chief was taken out of commission by Seth Rollins and his new accomplice, Braun Breaker. Since that night, he has been absent from TV while being spotted in outside appearances. However, in a new update by WrestleVotes, it was stated that Reigns will make his return before SummerSlam. The report stated, Roman Reigns is set to return to WWE before SummerSlam. Preparations for his comeback have already begun, including merchandising and marketing efforts. With the OTC's return reportedly on the horizon, here are 3 opponents that he could face at the biggest party of the summer this year. During Roman Reigns' last televised appearance in WWE, he was destroyed by Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker, both of whom cemented their alliance with Reigns' former Wiseman, Paul Heyman. It can be expected that he would go after them, but Rollins would ask his cohort to take care of the OTC. This would set up a huge spear versus spear match at SummerSlam, while also being the biggest match to date for the rising career of Breaker, who could produce a hard-hitting match against Reigns. CM Punk has called out Roman Reigns on numerous occasions ever since he came back to WWE in 2023. The Best in the World was also engaged in a feud with Reigns heading into WrestleMania 41. He slithered Paul Heyman to his side for the match as part of the favor owed to him. This could see Reigns going after Punk after returning, blaming him for the tensions between Heyman and himself that prevailed, setting the stage for their epic clash at WWE SummerSlam this year. The one true blockbuster match for Roman Reigns at this year's history, making SummerSlam would be against none other than his most storied rival in WWE, Seth freakin' Rollins. The Visionary is on his most powerful run in the company and snatched Reigns' trusted companion Paul Heyman at WrestleMania 41. As mentioned, he also took him out on the Raw after Mania and has been firing shots at him. The OTC's return could see him go right after Rollins and have his chance at revenge in a one-on-one match at WWE SummerSlam. With Roman Reigns still absent ahead of WWE SummerSlam 2025, the Tribal Chief is expected to be back soon for a new feud. From settling old scores to starting new rivalries, there are plenty of options for opponents to tangle with Reigns at the big event on August 2nd and 3. It is possible that Reigns would have used his time off to contemplate his enemies and their role in his current demise, including finding someone to blame. Likely to use CM Punk as a conduit for his rage over the betrayal, Reigns could end up really having a bone to pick with Punk. From Roman's perspective, if CM Punk hadn't inserted himself into Reigns' orbit in the first place, none of this would be happening, and therefore he could be out for revenge. There is a distinct possibility that by the time SummerSlam arrives, Goldberg could be WWE World Heavyweight Champion, while Goldberg would first have to defeat Gunther to get there. Seeing another Battle of the Spears could be in the future. Goldberg and Roman Reigns were set to face off at WrestleMania 36 in 2020 before the match was canceled, but they would eventually meet at Elimination Chamber in 2022. While the match could be made to be simply between Reigns and Goldberg, the looming threat of Seth Rollins potentially cashing in the Money in the Bank briefcase would prove to be an intriguing element as well. This week's WWE Monday Night Raw will be starting in just a handful of hours. This special edition of the Red Brand will not have the standard start time of 8 p.m. EST. Instead, the show will stream live on Netflix 2 hours early, as the company will tape this Friday's SmackDown following the Red Brand show, allowing talent and staff to have the 4th of July weekend off. Raw is looking like an exciting show, as it will deal with the fallout from Night of Champions and build towards Saturday night's main event and Evolution 2. Several big matches have been confirmed, but Triple H could have more up his sleeve too. There could be some major returns. This article will take a look at 4 stars who could return to television on the Red Brand. This includes arguably the biggest name in the company, a legitimate giant, and a star who was injured shortly after joining the main roster. Roman Reigns is one of the biggest stars in the history of pro wrestling. He is a multi-time WWE World Champion and has headlined numerous WrestleMania events. Reigns is also slowly breaking out in Hollywood. The Tribal Chief hasn't been seen since WWE Raw after WrestleMania. Paul Heyman shockingly betrayed Reigns during WrestleMania Saturday and was then brutally beaten down by Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker on the following episode of the Red Brand. Reigns could return on Raw seeking revenge. While he could target anybody in the stable, it would be most interesting if he went after Braun Breaker. The OTC and Breaker setting up a match for SummerSlam in over a month would be fantastic. Ilja Dragunov is one of the most intense and intimidating superstars in WWE history. He is an incredible pro wrestler with a never-say-die attitude. That attitude has led to Dragunov becoming a United Kingdom champion and an NXT champion. The Mad Dragon suffered an injury at a WWE live event last September during a match against Gunther. However, 9 months later, Ilja could finally return on Raw tonight. He could show up and put both Dominic Mysterio and Gunther on notice. Ilja had teased feuds with both men prior to his injury. While both are currently busy, either with an injury or with Goldberg, Dragunov could make it clear that he's coming for both men sooner rather than later. Kiana James is an underrated performer signed by WWE. While she wrestled on the indies before joining the company, she truly broke out as a member of the NXT roster. She even won the NXT Women's Tag Team title. The talented James was called up to WWE's main roster last year. Unfortunately, Kiana only had 2 matches on Raw before suffering an injury. Her last bout was on the June 17th, 2024 edition of the Red Brand, where she lost to Io Sky and Zelina Vega in a triple threat match. Evolution is just 2 weeks away, and all focus will be on the women's division. There is arguably no better time for Kiana to return than leading up to the event. Who knows? She could even end up on the card. Omos is one of the most underutilized performers in World Wrestling Entertainment today. He is an absolute behemoth, standing over 7 feet tall and weighing in at over 400 pounds. He is also a former Raw Tag Team Champion. The big man hasn't been seen in a WWE ring for quite some time now. His last match in the sports entertainment juggernaut was last year's Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal on SmackDown. However, the Nigerian giant could return on Raw tonight as part of this revamped Judgment Day. Roxanne Perez was the first step in Finn Balor's new vision. Perhaps Omos helps Finn and JD McDonough defeat the New Day, and that'll be his